States of America is about to come under the divine chastisement of God.
It's not a game, not even a war. Beyond rain, beyond storm, beyond Katrina. You ain't never seen a natural disaster with a meaner demeanor. Beyond danger, when it lies anger, you'll never witness nothing stranger. This here changer, permanently rearrange ya back to where you came from. Oh, you don't get it? Oh, you the fittest. It don't matter. Anybody can get it. Everybody gon' feel it. From hell to the ceiling, whole states wiped out, killing by the million. What happened to the buildings and all these children? Don't get mad, it's God doing the killing. Weapons of mass destruction, no power. You can't prepare for the shock of the hour.
The hour here represents war, chastisement, affliction, trial. The earth now is breaking out in little wars all over the earth. The hour is coming.
What's gonna make you understand what the shock of the hour is? Now that we know who the power is. Insurmountable stress, children with gray hair, and mothers leave their newborns right there. No cure, failed suicide. No food, vegetation died. You voted, politicians lied. So used to the pain, don't nobody cry. She loved women, he loved God. This is what it sound like. When doves cry, it don't snow in the winter, it snow in the spring. We rather party and blow green. Breastfeeding who? She tying the tubes. What's really in the formula of baby food? You deserted the children, gave up your power. Now the children are the future. Shock of the hour.
The shock of the hour is for people who are living. The dead can't feel the shock. The pregnant woman that's gonna lay down her birth, there's no pregnant woman in the grave that's gonna throw the baby up out of 6 feet. The hour is coming. There is no doubt about it.
You still with me? Have I lost y'all? You ever seen hell the size of softball? Intense heat, cows cry, no drink, miles dry.
No one can make an intelligent decision without being properly informed. This is why this world wants to control the media. This is why media hype can take you up, take you down. So you don't know anymore who's really good, because the media can make a wicked man look good and make a good man look evil. That is why.
All praises is due to Allah.
Come on in the room.
Who have now come in our midst. He is with us. We don't see him as a spook. Right. That's right. He is no spook. He is a live man. He's a living God. He's a living God.
Oh, it's about to get way lit. Brother Cam, I'm on my far Kanye shit, hearing that I'm that damn hostile. Just let me know these devils fear this real black man gospel. Cause we ain't never been given what he brung us. Master Farrar, a true living God among us. The all-eyes seeing, almighty God, a real live flesh and blood human being. And he ain't no European neither. Anybody disagreeing with Elijah, just a disbeliever. Ain't no jungle fever in the nation. Y'all know the information. We about exodus, not integration. Separation from the people who enslaved us. He found us, forgave us of our evil, and he saved us. After calling for 400 years, he finally came to give us life today and wipe away all our tears.
Josephine. Brother
He's
Brooks.
a living God.
Living God. True and living God.
Brother Mark.
Every time you look at a black man, a black woman, you looking at God.
Shahada.
Yeah.
Brother Saeed.
The original man. Beloved. See, now we the children of God. And I don't know how we gonna be, but all I know is that he building a squad to be just like him and take care of the biz. Because he came and now we see him as he is. Dominion fully his, so that blacks is rejoicing. Facts. And this ain't no opinion that we voicing. It's the greatest universe flag that we hoisting. You either worship God or the bag. Make your choice then. No more lagging or coming at us bragging. You either with the woman or the dragon. See, y'all ain't know she had protection and you thought he killed her. But resurrection got us flexing on him like a bodybuilder. So quick to try to kick us when we fall down. Then look around, we ballin' on them all now. It's our turn to clown, cause he got the crown. He the one, and this sun ain't ever going down.
He's a living God.
Main base of it all now is to show forth who is God, and he's not what they has thought he was. That he's in man and man is God.
Peace, everybody. This is Brother Herman Supreme Style Muhammad. Hey, I wanna give a shout out. I see y'all in the room. I see Sister Ladios, Brother Shireen, Brother Sharif, Salam Alaikum, Sister Aaliyah, Brother Mark, Saeed, Salam Alaikum, everybody, Sister Josephine, Big Bruce. Man, welcome to the room. We are watching a special quarantine edition of the Final Call News Hour. The Final Call News Hour is the partner of the Final Call newspaper, which is the most widely circulated black-owned and operated publication in the world. Like, did you hear what I said? The most widely black-owned and operated publication in the world. Brother Vernon, good to see you, brother. Big Farm and Animal House, that's what I'm talking about. Sister Josephine. Y'all come on in. This is another quarantine edition. This is another quarantine edition of the Final Call News Hour. Before we get into whatever it is that we wanted to talk about, I want to give you a shot of the latest edition of the Final Call newspaper. Again, the Final Call News Hour is the partner of the Final Call newspaper, which is the communications organ of the Nation of Islam, and of course the most widely circulated black-owned and operated publication in the world, the entire world. This edition, the cover of it reads, "Honoring a brother, servant, and friend, Abdul Hafiz Muhammad." And up top, we have a statement on the passing of our dear beloved brother, Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. For those of you who aren't familiar, who don't know this particular brother and why he would be on the cover of the Final Call newspaper, Brother Abdul Hafiz Muhammad served as the Eastern Regional Minister of the Nation of Islam, the Eastern Regional Representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He had been on that post for, I want to say 20 years. I want to say since the year 2000. A beautiful brother who the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is actually really heartbroken, over the passing of our beloved brother. He died of this tragic virus that we have going on. Let me give you another shot of the paper. All over the world. He died of the COVID-19 virus. He succumbed to it, I want to say 5 days ago on April the 11th. And it's a great loss. This brother is, if you don't know about the Nation of Islam and the way that the nation is structured, Brother Abdul Hafiz was over the city of New York, the historic Mosque number 7, and also the tri-state area, those regional cities. So that includes New York, New Jersey, Philly, Connecticut. Brother Abdul Hafiz was the student minister in that particular region, over that most important region. And New York is referred to in the nation as the heart of the nation. So this coverage of our brother Abdul Hafiz and his life and his death, and he died an honorable death because he died serving Allah, starts on page 5 of this edition of the Final Call newspaper. And for those of you who weren't aware, what's going on, brother? For those of us who weren't aware, we're currently not on the streets selling the Final Call newspaper because, of course, we're all shut in, just like you are. You know what I'm saying? We're all shut in. So we're unable to get out there and to distribute the Final Call newspaper like we ordinarily would on the streets or door to door. So now we have to ask each and every one of you to subscribe to this most great newspaper, the Final Call, digitally. And you could go to finalcalldigital.com and you could sign up for a subscription. And I'm encouraging each and every one of you to do this, because right now, family, we're getting news, but we're not getting the right news. I'm trying to tell you. If you watch the CNN, or if you're watching MSNBC, if you're watching Fox News, you really need to get you another source of information. I mean, that's cool, you know what I'm saying, to get some good old American lies and propaganda told to you whenever you want it. But you really need to jump on and subscribe to the digital Final Call. And it's for like a 3-month subscription. It's only like I want to say $12 or something like that. And so that's 12 issues of the Final Call, and it usually costs $1. I mean $2, but you're getting it for $1 if you subscribe digitally. And the way it comes, fam, the way it comes is it comes in a digital edition. It comes right on your iPad. It comes right to your tablet, so that you don't have to deal with the paper. And it looks like this. I got my little iPad, my little mini right here. It looks just like this. See what I'm saying? And you can turn the page, and it reads just like the paper. Reads just like the paper. You see what I'm saying? You get that? You feeling that? So on page 5, we talking about our dear beloved brother. And I want y'all to I wanna just talk about Brother Abdul Hafiz for a minute. I didn't know the brother personally, but whenever I saw him at Savior's Day, he was always personable, always loving, always greeted the brother with a warm greeting. But I just want to read a little bit out of the paper, and you all can log on. If you don't subscribe to the Final Call, you can also log on to NOI.org and read the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's official statement with regards to Brother Abdul Hafiz. But this story starts out: a nation mourns a gentle giant. Long live the work and spirit of Minister Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. Got a little echo right on, Marky. Appreciate you. Let me turn that down a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Does that sound better? Hopefully. Check 1 2, check 2, check 1 2. Let me know if that sounds a little better. I know I had a little echo, Marky. Just let me know. Big Darwin, Brother Altura, Assalamu alaikum. Carrie, Gino, what's up, brother? Sister Sharifa, man, look at all this family in the room. Don, Brian, NY, the stylist of the years in the spot. Intelligence Sadiq, that's what I'm talking about. Praise be to Allah. So, how am I sounding? Y'all let me know if I got a little echo or what, and I'll adjust that sound. But anyway, Hopefully we good on the echo. A nation mourns a gentle giant. Long live the work and spirit of Minister Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. Mention the name Student Minister Abdul Hafiz Muhammad of New York, and a smile will come across the face of whoever you are talking to. Affectionately known to some as the people's pastor, the relationship minister, who was a wise scholar of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, staunch defender of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and East Coast regional representative of the Nation of Islam, and student minister of the historic Mosque Number 7 in Harlem. He passed away on April 11th in New York, and the Nation of Islam mourns the passing of a brother, mentor, and friend in Minister Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. Praise Allah. Alright, awesome. My audio sounds good. Miss you too, Brother Alturas. Miss you too. So, I wanted to talk about Brother Abdul Hafiz, man, just a little bit, and let you all know that this is a giant that we've lost in the Nation of Islam, and truly a giant amongst black people, because that was his life's work. His life's work was serving black people in the area of New York. The brother was instrumental in organizing for the Million Man March and the Millions More Movement and the Million Family March, and I could go on and on and on and on. So we just wanted to honor this brother, take a moment just to say something about our beautiful brother before we got into it. And inshallah, we're going to bring on Brother Arthur. That's what I'm talking about. Sister Sharifa, thank you, sister. We appreciate you. We want to bring on some brothers who, like, I want to bring on Brother Abdul Malik, who's the student regional minister on the West Coast, and see if we can talk about Brother Hafiz a little bit more. But that issue, if you log on to digital.finalcall or finalcalldigital.com, you can get that issue of the Final Call newspaper. Alright? Praise be to Allah. So here's what I wanted to talk about, fam. This is what I wanted to ask y'all. And I put it on my Facebook post, and I want you guys to comment, because this is really all about you. Because, you know, we're quarantined. I haven't been able to go to work. I haven't worked in a month. I've been quarantined for a month. I grew out a little quarantine beard. Then cut it down to a quarantine goatee. Brother Dominic, good to see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm back to clean face, just the mustache, because you know what I'm saying, I gotta get clean and fresh. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. But I wanted to ask you all about it because Brother Dalmatian, I wanted to ask you all, because we're talking about quarantine, and we've all been quarantined to no fault of our own. What I wanted to ask y'all, first question is, do you believe your government? Do you believe that we're going to be coming out of this quarantine, God willing, within the next couple of weeks? Do you believe that what they're saying on CNN, and that's the main one that I watch at the Devil's News, is CNN. It seems like they're the most balanced. They maybe not, I don't know. But they seem to be saying that the curve has plateaued in terms of deaths, and that we should be coming out of quarantine within a couple of weeks. They want to get us back to work. Trump really wants to get us back to work. His claim to fame is to having the best and the biggest economy in the world, the most robust economy ever. Peace to the God, Brother Ansar L. So my question is, are we coming out? The other thing that I wanted to talk about, that's your first question I want you all to ponder. Brother Dominic says, I've never believed the government. That's what I'm talking about. Sister Demetra. The other thing that I wanted to talk about just briefly is the last issue of the Final Call. This issue we got Brother Hafiz, but the last issue of the Final Call was Black America hardest hit by coronavirus. Data shows blacks are dying disproportionately in Chicago, Cook County, Illinois, and are suffering more in Milwaukee, Detroit, New Orleans, and the state of North Carolina. And what it was dealing with was the disparaging differences between healthcare that blacks are receiving and that others are receiving, and that blacks are leading in the corona deaths. So I know some of y'all gonna say, okay, so what you trying to say, Brother Herman? You trying to say that the coronavirus is racist? No, I'm not trying to say that. Am I trying to say that the coronavirus is racist because blacks are dying more? 70% of the deaths in Chicago are of black people. Y'all know that, right? 70%. Come on, y'all talk to me. Blacks are dying more. Good to see you, Brother Dalmatian. But do you believe your government? Do you believe that we're coming out of quarantine very soon to put America back to work? And I said on the last show, the last quarantine show, that America will never be the same again. It'll never be the same. Do you think we're coming out? Peace, Brother Miguel. Is there proof of what, Dominic? That we're coming out, or that blacks are being affected more greatly? Because here's what I believe. And Sister Sharifa, that's a very good point. Sister Sharifa says yes, because they don't want to pay, and we are leading in death because the doctors and the healthcare system is racist. Yes, that is true. That is true that the healthcare system, that all of the systems in America are racist. You could take it or you could let it alone. That's just actual fact. But more importantly, what can we do about that? See, we're already armed with the knowledge that the healthcare system and every system in America is racist. But the thing with the healthcare system, and the reason why there are so many disparities and why black people are leading in the deaths with regard to COVID-19 or the coronavirus, is because we have what they call comorbidities. Yeah, there's proof of that, Brother Dominic, that blacks are being affected the most. There's absolute truth to that. There's numbers everywhere. There's numbers in Michigan. There's numbers in Chicago. There's numbers in New York. There's numbers in New Orleans that blacks and Latinos, but blacks first, are leading in the deaths. And you can say that it's because we're more concentrated in those areas. You could say that in New York, you know, blacks and Latinos live on top of each other, man. New York is the most populous state in the country, or city in the country, with regards to blacks and Latinos living on top of each other. Therefore, the spread is easier. We're leading. But I was saying we have more comorbidities with regards to leading in the COVID-19 deaths because we already lead in all of those other categories where we die early. In other words, we lead in heart disease. We lead in high blood pressure. We lead in kidney disease. We lead in, you name it, diabetes. All of those are comorbidities. So if you have a compromised system today and you're infected with the COVID-19 virus, your body's already compromised, so you already are going to be on your deathbed. It's going to attack you quicker and stronger because you already have some health issues. And that is because, thank you, Brother Saeed, our current health status leaves us more prone to diseases. This is absolutely the truth. And here's how you know that you live amongst the enemy. Because what it boils down to is you have comorbidities because you have a poorer diet. It all goes back to nutrition, and it all goes back to what it is that we eat. Think about it now. Think about it. That's why blacks lead. Let me show you that issue again. Why blacks are leading in the COVID-19 deaths. Now it's Louisiana or New Orleans. Blacks are leading. We're hardest hit. We're dying disproportionately because these places, look, Chicago, Cook County, Milwaukee, Detroit, New Orleans, and North Carolina. All of these places, especially Chicago, if we talk about New York, Detroit, all of these cities where black people reside are what they call food deserts. Are y'all listening? These are food deserts. So we're dying because we're eating crap. That's what it boils down to. We're eating crap. And so we're leading in the COVID-19 deaths. And we're going to continue to lead in the COVID-19 deaths because now, that's why I asked y'all, that's why I asked in my post, did you get your stimulus check? How many in the room got their stimulus check? How many in the room got your SBA loan, business owners? Or your SBA grant? Because right before we came on, I was watching CNN and they just announced that the SBA has already run out of money. Did y'all hear me? The SBA already, the Small Business Administration, already ran out of money. Man. And Miguel says, and before it goes back to our food, it goes back further to poverty. True. In Birmingham and Denver, elites were tested, no matter symptomatic or not. Okay, and Noreen's watching now. Oh, thoughts on the meat packing plants. Dominic, look, look, brother. When that pork plant shut down, I said all praises due to Allah. That might save a few black people. We don't. That's something that we don't need to eat anyway. But here's what I wanted to say about, do you believe your government? Because now they're saying that there are 32,000 deaths in America right now. There's over 600,000 cases of COVID-19. But we've plateaued, so they say. Them saying that we have plateaued is an absolute lie. Did y'all hear me? Them saying that we have plateaued in terms of the cases is an absolute lie. Why do you say that, Brother Herman? Do you have any statistics to back that up, Brother Herman? Well, I can only say it like this. In countries where they have plateaued and now the curve is going down, China, South Korea, other countries, these communist countries, did you know that in China they were able to test their entire population? Savannah, what's going on, sweetheart? Did you know that they were able to test their entire population? Now in China they got 1,300,000,000 people. In South Korea they're able to test their whole population. Here's the question for everybody in the room. Have you got your COVID-19 test yet? That's a question. Brother Miguel says propaganda in the U.S. is mostly intended for mostly whites, especially when they know blacks don't watch. One of 5 institutions of racism is the media. And you are absolutely right, Brother Miguel. You're absolutely right. But I haven't been tested. I haven't been tested for COVID-19. Have you guys been tested? If you've been tested, let me know. Because I bet you know somebody who's had it. I bet you know somebody who has had or maybe even succumbed to COVID-19. My brother Abdul Hafiz just died from it. I know at least 4 people in Colorado who contracted COVID-19. But you, and I haven't seen anybody on the thread I'm watching, I'm trying to see if somebody's been tested. Has anybody on the thread been tested? Nope. So here's the thing. If I haven't been tested, and you haven't been tested, and nobody in my house has been tested, and my wife's a nurse. My wife's a family nurse practitioner. She works on Flight for Life. She'd kill me if I said Flight for Life. She works on the helicopter, Air Life. But she's also in and out of hospitals. She's a worker. She's at work right now. But she has not been tested. Neither one of my children who live with me have been tested. Neither one of my 5 children altogether have been tested. I don't know anybody in my family who's been tested. So how is it that they know that we have plateaued if they haven't tested anybody? The only people that they're testing are the people who come into the hospital who have symptoms. And not just symptoms, but who have severe symptoms. If you need to be given oxygen, you're having struggle breathing, you're having all of these, but the Ansar has been tested. That's 1 out of 17 we got on the list. That's 1. Congratulations, Brother Ansar. That's 1. So they're lying when they say that we've plateaued. They're lying when they say that we're ready to go back to work. You can't go back to work if you haven't tested anybody. Tip, what's going on, brother? You can't send your country back to work if you haven't tested anybody. Whether we like what is being said, Brother Malcolm said, I said, if you don't have, if you don't have your way, alright, that's a good point, Brother Miguel. Brother Miguel says, whether we like what is being said, Brother Malcolm X would say, if you don't try to have your issues in the White House, your issues are in the doghouse. Our main message for all the despair, the time now is for self-preservation. I like that. But I would take it a step further, Brother Miguel. I would say that the time for us now is to think about, no. Not think about. The time now is for separation. The time now is for us to put our heads together and think about what it is that we're going to do after we come out of quarantine. What are you going to do with your stimulus check? and if anybody got their stimulus check, did Trump sign it? I know he wanted to sign everybody's stimulus check. But here's the other thing that I wanted to say about us, and I brought up this question too. And y'all tell me if y'all care. I hope we care. But what about the brothers and the sisters who are incarcerated? Because I haven't heard anything about the brothers and the sisters who are incarcerated on the news, on CNN or Fox or any of those channels. I haven't heard anything about brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. Because here's what's happening. On page, what page is this? 2 of this Final Call newspaper, this digital Final Call edition. Listen to what I'm saying. We're talking about prisons and jails, combating coronavirus in U.S. prisons and jails. And I'm going to just read this article written by wa alaikum salam, Sister Sabrina. This is by Sister Charlene, who's the national correspondent, writes out of Los Angeles. She writes, coronavirus infection rates sweep through some U.S. prisons and jails where inmates cramped in cells and dormitories are powerless against its spread. Besides the inability to use social distancing as recommended by the Centers for Disease Control, Director Robert Redfield, as the greatest weapon in America's war against the global pandemic, inmates and activists say deplorable conditions in prisons and jails, including a lack of soap and water, disinfectants, space for isolating those infected, general carelessness of the system, and its refusal to accept seriousness of complaints make matters worse. Listen to this. Of approximately 174,000 federal inmates within 37 institutions and halfway houses nationwide, 283 federal inmates and 125 staff tested positive for COVID-19, and 8 inmates have died, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Okay, let's stop. All right, y'all listening? United Schools of Survival, Memphis. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Of approximately 174,000 federal inmates within 37 institutions and halfway houses nationwide, 283 federal inmates and 125 staff tested positive for COVID-19, and 8 inmates have died, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now I want to stop, because you and I know that you have well over 2 million men languishing in the prisons and penitentiaries and jails of North America. They're talking about 174,000. Out of that 2 million, 60 to 70% are black and brown. So we're talking about numbers that they're not even reporting. I I'm gonna go on because I'm gonna read something else that's gonna hopefully make y'all just, well, we just want to think about it. And this is all in the latest edition of the Final Call. Okay, so y'all know in some prisons or some jails, like in Denver, they weren't arresting people for low, non-violent crimes and whatnot. But, and in some jails, they were just letting people out. Again, remember, we not testing people in America. We only testing people if they sick, is all get out. But I just want to read this. This is just talk about people who have been released during this COVID epidemic. In addition, more than 85 people, almost 7% of the jail's population, have been released. This is in, no, I don't want to read that part. Hold on, I want to talk about these really infected areas. In Chicago, for instance, some 300 people have been released from Cook County Jail. Listen to this. In Chicago, where 210 detainees have tested positive for COVID-19, according to county sheriffs. Additionally, 60 sheriff's office staff have tested positive. So they let out 300 people from the Cook County Jail, where 210 detainees had tested positive. Let them go back to the community, but they never tested them. Again, you never get tested. So, do you believe that the government, do you believe that what they're saying is true? We're in for a long haul, family. And Miguel says courts are closed in Denver until May 15th, so those waiting reconsideration before that have to wait. Yeah, man. This is crazy. There was another thing that I wanted to read in this. Because, like I said, the money is already ran out. They don't have no more money for us. If you didn't get your COVID-19 stimulus check, or your if you didn't get your money from the SBA, it's over. They done ran out already. Alright, so here's what this is how they treat the inmates. I want to read this. And y'all pardon me. I'm trying to go through this because I want y'all to have this information that you need to have. Okay, on April 1st, all federal institutions suspended social and legal visits for 30 days. This is, of course, after the COVID thing had already popped off. It's been going on for a whole month at this point. And increased telephone system use to 500 minutes per month. Inmates, staff, volunteers, contractors, and attorneys approved on a case-by-case basis are screened, not tested, according to a Bureau of Prisons spokesperson. Screenings, listen to this. Screenings don't mean inmates or staff were tested, said a spokesperson of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Screening for visitors, volunteers, and contractors consists of answering form questions regarding travel to and from China, Iran, South Korea, Italy, or Japan in the last 14 days. If the person came in contact with anyone diagnosed with COVID-19 in that time, and do they have fever, chills, coughing, or shortness of breath? Screening concludes with a temperature check. So that's how they check inmates. They asked them had they traveled. These are people who've been in jail. They asked them had they traveled to China, Iran, South Korea, Italy, or Japan. And then they gave them, at the end of it, a temperature check. That was your screening for COVID-19. A staff screening form checks for temperature and the method taken. This is the staff. For temperatures taken by mouth that exceed 100.4 degrees, by ear over 101 degrees, or by forehead over 100 degrees. Staff are to be denied access and placed on leave for 3 days. So the guards, if you were sick at all, you got 3 days leave, and then you came right back to work. What I'm saying, family, we're coming to the conclusion here, is that in these states and cities where black people are leading, not only is it because of our poor diets, the differences between our access to health care, but it's also because they let brothers and sisters out of jails and out of prisons who had committed non-violent crimes. They let them back into the communities, whether they had COVID-19 or not, without testing them. Big Roderick. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I mean, this is crazy. And Sister Sabrina writes, the American federal government employees union brother president of his local representing Bureau of Prisons recent as of Tuesday was speaking to Virginia congressmen of some of these concerns. Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we need to know that. We need to know that because these populations, they're talking about, I hear them talking about nursing homes all the time, right? And we should be, worried about our elder residents of nursing homes and whatnot. But we can't treat the brothers and the sisters who are incarcerated as if they're nothing. That's the whole problem. That's one of the problems. And what I'm getting at, fam, in asking all of these questions, and I just want to ask questions, is I want us to start thinking about what it is that we need to do for self. What it is that we need to do in the way of doing something for self. Because I have, my business, like I said, has been shut down for a month now. It'll be at least 2 more weeks before we can get back, if then. And then there's going to be measures that we're going to have to go through. America's changed forever. There's going to be measures that we're going to have to go through in terms of how many people we'll be able to have in the shop. Those even haven't come down yet, but I'm anticipating that. But the bottom line is that, in my humble opinion, we are in that time that the scripture talked about before the great and dreadful day. Because it's a great and a dreadful day. Behold, I will send you Elijah. And the Elijah that I'm talking about is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'm saying that because you don't know no other Elijah who warned the government of America for as long as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't know no other man like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has been warning this country of calamities, of pestilence, which is what this is, of a famine that is to soon come after this pestilence. Because that's next. They're already talking about the famine that will come, that the food supplies is about to be interrupted. But we're in that hour. Don't be despaired though. Don't be sad. We just need to think about what it is that we're going to do. You see what I'm saying? How are we going to come out of this and make our communities decent places to live. We need to structure our own government, because this government is proving to be totally inept. And you will find that before this thing is over, that what I'm saying is absolutely true. If you're lying about testing the people, if you're lying about the plateau and when we'll be able to go back to work, what else are you lying about? If you're lying about where the virus came from, we need to get off our hands, family. We need to open our minds and really start thinking, start studying. Ask yourself the question, where did the COVID-19 virus come from? Where did the SARS-CoV number 2, which is the other name for it, come from? You will find that according to my research, and I'm not peddling any conspiracy theories, but just look it up. Find out, look more into Dr. Anthony Fauci, the little Italian dude who they keep marching out on CNN. He knows a lot about infectious diseases because he experiments and he designs them. You gotta think about this thing, man. The 1%ers, man, we're seeing, and again, I don't want to go into conspiracy theories of whatnot, but we're seeing these people at the top fight against one another. Bill Gates and Donald Trump and Anthony Fauci and all of these other people fighting against one another over where the country or where the world goes. This COVID-19 virus, in my humble opinion, is one that they made or created or altered, and it got away from them. And now the whole world is suffering, but it's bringing down the entire world. It's bringing down the United States of America. America, look at the map, is the epicenter of this virus. The epicenter, which means most of the cases, the most cases are coming now out of America. Think it over now. This is a heavy duty time. This is a heavy duty time. So, did y'all get y'all stimulus checks? Sister Yolanda, did you get a stimulus check? Joy, did you get a stimulus check? I'm still trying to wait for somebody. Roderick, did you get a stimulus check? Somebody gotta let me know if they got a stimulus check, because I ain't get mine. And for those of us, I mean, I know what I'm gonna do with mine if I get one, and that's a big if. If I get one, a stimulus check, I'm gonna pay this rent that I'm behind on. Because unfortunately, in this capitalist system, when business went down, the bills didn't stop. I still got my CenturyLink bill to pay at the shop. I still got my rent to pay at the shop. I still got my CAM fees and my insurance. Nothing stopped. The only thing that stopped was me working. The only thing that stopped was me throwing hair on the floor. But my bills continue. So I'm asking you, if you get a stimulus check, I need some young people on here who don't have no responsibilities. If you get a stimulus check, what you gonna do with it? Brother Miguel said, I got my partner in Denver County. He said they tested him. He was not symptomatic. Did he have it, Brother Miguel? Did he have it? Did the brother have it who was asymptomatic? Brother Miguel, did he have COVID-19? Sister Yolanda said, you make too much. Coop is in the building. Sister Yolanda, man, I'm sorry. Well, are you Yolanda? Are you and B off work? Are y'all off work? Let me know if y'all off work, cause that's messed up too. Because the other thing that they did was they excluded certain people, like my 17-year-old daughter who's out of work because she's 17 and she's not 18 and she's not 16. Because she's 17 and about to graduate high school, which she's not gonna have a graduation because of the whole thing, and that's a whole nother story. They excluded her from getting her stimulus, and she really needs it. But Altura said he already stimulated to do for self, and that's where we need to be found. We need to be stimulated to do for self. We need to be stimulated to help one another. You understand what I'm saying? We need to be stimulated to help one another, to reach out to one another, to if we have it, if we can afford it, if someone needs help. Man, we like CMB at this time. We all we got. Y'all remember New Jack City? We all we got. Oh, that is a blessing. If you could work from home, that's a blessing. And that's the other thing that we need to do, family. If like I could cut hair from home, but I don't want to bring no COVID-19 people up in my house. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go to your house and you got COVID-19 and you asymptomatic. So it would be better if we could get tested. And here's the other thing. It's like the perfect storm for America, because China, who America is in a trade war with, you know how they were able to test all of their people? They have at-home testing. They sent tests to each home. But since we're in a trade war with China, they're not sending you no at-home test, America. Sister Sabrina's at work. Praise Allah. Yeah, and that's a good thing, Sister Sabrina. Contribute to your own, and that's what I want us to get at. I want us to get at. We got to do for self. We got to start thinking in the way of self. We got to start thinking in the way of community. We have to start thinking in the way now of, once we come out of quarantine, going full blast, of becoming a totally independent community. We got to start being, you know what I'm saying, they got Chinatown and they got Vietnamese town. We need a black town in Denver. We need a black town in every, you should have got something, Sister Yolanda. I agree. If you pay taxes, you should have got something. You absolutely should get something, because we're all feeling the pain of this quarantine. But my thing is, it's a wake up call for us, because I applied for city grants and SBAs, and I applied for everything as soon as the thing hit, because I anticipated that it was gonna be a little while, and I'm here to tell you, they ain't got nothing for you, brother. But I didn't really expect them to. If they did, I would say, man, I'd be shocked. But we got to start doing it in the way of self. And so, in terms of working from home, think of different innovative ways that you can work from home. Create a business from home. You know, these are things that we're going to have to put on our mental Rolodex, but we're going to really have to begin to network. She calls Trump an ass clown. And you're right, Sister Sabrina. I definitely applied for everything. And we should apply for everything, because everything is owed to us. I got to say that. Just because they don't give it to us don't mean they don't owe it to us. And they absolutely owe it to us. So apply for everything. And the small business grants, Yolanda, the SBA, they announced this morning they out of money. Already. They just announced it. They are out of money. And I did get a little grant, because there was a grant that you apply for through the SBA that you could get $10,000 $10,000, a grant, not a loan, a grant through the SBA, even if they didn't approve your loan. Well, I haven't heard anything on the loan, and they gave me $1,000 grant. Now, $1,000, that ain't. I mean, I can't do nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, every little bit helps, I guess. But come on, man. You know, the 10 G's would have put a little dent. That would have held me for a couple of months. But a grant, come on, man. But no, but I didn't get my stimulus money. I don't know if we're getting that. But yeah, Sister Ladios, they got them little small business grants. But again, the SBA is out of money. They said that Trump said the program was so popular that everybody jumped on it. You know, he talks with his hands. It was such a fabulous program that everybody jumped on it. But that's my point, fam. That we need to really start thinking about separation and how it is that we're going to come out of this thing, the strategies that we're going to take to create really a world of our own. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, you may not see it, but this world, this system is crumbling. It can't hold up. You got to think about that. If you don't have restaurants, you don't have sporting events, you don't have you don't have concert arenas because people are worried about COVID-19 because, again, the people aren't being tested. See, if you don't test the people, you're never going to know when that thing is going to pop back up. And the way that this thing spreads, it could pop back up just like that. So, that's it, man. Sister Sabrina said, 1,200, yeah. 1,200 is a mustard seed. It's a little bait. It's really a mustard. If I didn't get the 12, I got 1,000, sis. I could use that extra 200. But all praise is due to Allah. I just wanted to pop in and remind us to go on to digital.finalcall. Oh, let me give it to you right. It's not digital.finalcall. It's Final Call Digital. FinalCallDigital.com and subscribe today. This newspaper, I can't say enough about this newspaper. I really can't. And Sister Yolanda, you right. $1,000, man. I was like, for real, man? For real? I can't even, man. I might be able to pay my phone bill on public service or something. But go finalcalldigital.com and pick up this newspaper because, man, it is the most powerful newspaper on earth. And you're going to get that real news. You're going to get that good news. And it's not all bad. You got some very uplifting things in the store, in the issue as well. The current issue is honoring a brother and servant and friend, Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. Inshallah, we'll get into Brother Abdul Hafiz's contribution. I want to get a brother one who really knows brothers so that we can really talk about our brother and do it the right way. So we'll look forward to that. Back issues, and that's the thing about this app is you could go on and you can get back issues of the Final Call. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's powerful, man. It really is. Black America hardest hit by coronavirus. And again, this is all about the way that we eat. You know what I'm saying? So, in the Nation of Islam, of course, is that's one of the things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches is he teaches us how to eat to live. You know what I'm saying? So, go on and look. I want to show you guys how to get this again, like on my iPad. On my iPad, if I show you right here, I got a little app right there on the bottom. It's a little little trumpet. You just press the trumpet, and it takes you right to the final call. Oh, let me get to it. I got it. Anyway. But it'll show you, it'll go. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, I'm back. Hold on. Let me see. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Alright. They done froze me out. Alright, they done froze me out, but y'all can hear me now. Y'all can hear me. So anyway, I'm back. Let me write, I'm back. anyway, fam. That's it. I just wanted to remind you all of those two issues and whatnot. And follow me on social media. Check out my website at astar2.com. All of that. Let's support one another. You can also come and visit our study group. I don't want to give you the music just yet. And once we get back up. But anywho, that's it, fam. I want to thank you all for watching, man. Taking the time out of your precious time, your coronavirus time, your quarantine time to check your brother out. Big brother Alturas, is good to see you. Sister Ladios, Assalamu alaikum. Sister Yolanda, Marky Mark, love all of you guys. Appreciate you guys. Right on, Saeed. Sister Sabrina. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened. But love you all. Stay black, stay strong. And we'll see you guys next time. We're going to keep the live shows going while we in quarantine. And then we're going to do some other things as well. Once we come out, we want to keep this thing going because we need some really good information. So remember, stay black, stay strong. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Peace. We out. Love y'all. Social media. Here we go.
From rags to riches to bad bitches, I had the vision, just added wisdom. A mathematician, a savage nigga. I got the stripes, I'm platted, nigga. Could live life being average, nigga. Had to go climb that ladder, nigga. I was broke as a joke, I was mad at niggas. Now I'm whipping to the bank, I'm laughing, nigga. Like ha 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 ha. I got this shit jumping now, go check the vert. All I need is some drink.
No one can make an intelligent decision without being properly informed. This is why this world wants to control the media. This is why media hype can take you up, take you down. So you don't know anymore who's really good, because the media can make a wicked man look good and make a good man look evil. That is why. Until the dawn, I can't quit. I'm like Saddam, keeping my eye on Clinton, watching each movie make. Cause every slither he takes